Hey everybody, I'm Scott Butwell, and today I got a special guest with me.
Mike Butler.
And
Your
I'm a
brother.
Butwell
Butler.
Butler. That's a long story, but
You can read about it though.
today I thought we'd do a great topic for people who write on Medium is the importance of headlines. So we're going to talk about what makes a good headline, and then I'm going to read a couple of my headlines, and my brother's going to critique my headlines, and he's going to read his headlines, and I'm going to critique his headlines, because headlines, sometimes it takes new writers 3 or 4 months to figure this out, but headlines are so important because if you don't have a good headline, people aren't even going to read your story. So you can't just slap a headline on there and hope for the best, because people won't read it unless it has a good headline. So let's start with that. Mike, what do you think makes a good headline on Medium?
I think there's like 3 elements you have to tell me, like what's the story about that's to generate interest, who's it about, and then a combination of wow, and then also relevance. You want to be something relevant, like if you just say Dodger game, no one's, what, they're not baseball Dodger fans, so you want to lure them in with something that they might be interested in.
My definition is very similar. I'm going to say that you really need to have that curiosity factor, that people are scrolling kind of, story after story with their finger, just scrolling. So you got to be able to slow them down. And I've heard that you get 1.4 seconds to grab someone's attention with the headlines. So you got to get that, curiosity factor in like that 1.4 second period. And the other thing I think of is you got to have like that benefit or value that someone's getting from your story. So it's like that who, what element, also that wow element I think you mentioned, and it's all got to happen in 1.4 seconds. Someone's got to see something really quick and that makes them want to read your story.
That's true. It's got to be a quick decision.
All right, I got one for you. Ready?
All right.
And feel free to tell me if it's no good, because I want to improve in my headlines. Okay. This one says, falling into a rabbit hole with my son at a miniature golf course.
Okay, yeah, I like the rabbit hole because it gives you an element like there's something like strange and mysterious going on. And I like with my son at miniature golf, I would try and like tighten it just a little bit because you're 1.3. I like the idea of it, I like the mystery. I think the wow is a rabbit hole. I would just try and tighten it just a little bit. Like we have to, if we're going to criticize that, we got to think, well, what can we say? Falling in the rabbit hole while on an adventure with my son. Something to just tighten it just a little bit because of that 1.3 seconds. So I think it's good, but I would try and I like to keep mine really short too, just because of the 1.3 thing you talked about.
Yeah, by the way, sometimes I like to keep the headline 5 to 10 words.
Yeah,
just
I agree.
Because, again, 1.4 seconds,
yeah.
If you throw in there like 12 to 14 words, it's just you're overpowering the visual sense there. All right, you got one for me?
Yeah, mine is, I was watching the Lakers series on HBO about the championship, the beginning of the Lakers' destiny. So my title is, or headline, As the Laker Coaching World Turns.
As the Laker world...
As the Laker coaching world
as
turns.
The Lakers coaching world turns. Okay, I'm going to say that it's got that kind of, 5 to 10 words, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 words. So I like it's kind of real straightforward and to the point. So I like that. Lakers coaching world turns. It kind of tells me what's happening. But I guess I'd like a little bit more of a perspective. Like world turns means something's changing. Yeah. So I like that. But maybe just a little bit more specific, something specific. It tells me what I'm going to get out of this story. I know that.
So you don't get. Do you get the play on words there? What we're trying to steal from there? What we're trying to. You don't get the play on words then?
Nope.
So there's a soap opera show called As the World Turns. So I'm trying to fix something where it's like, okay, the Lakers have this drama, like a soap opera with their coaches. So that's what I was going for there.
Okay, so you're trying to combine sports and soap opera. Huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but if you didn't get it, then that means it didn't work. So that's okay.
All right, ready for another one? This next one is, I hung out with a Ukrainian and a Russian at a Kazakhstan hotel.
Okay, all right. Let's see. I hung out because that.
I hung out with a Ukrainian and a Russian at a Kazakhstan hotel.
Okay. Wow, there's a lot going on there too. Yours tend to be a little longer than mine.
Oh, I just randomly picked some, so some of them are shorter.
That's true. I like it. I like the Ukrainian and the Russian together. I like that. That's important. I don't like the I, but I don't know. But sometimes you have to have it. I don't know. I'm just like from the kind of old school newspaper thought, but sometimes like for me, you can like mix the order. Like Ukrainian and Russian were there with me at a Kazakhstan hotel or something. So I was trying to shorten it. But how many words is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How many words is that?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Yeah, so again, I agree with you. Like, trying to tighten it to 10 because of the attention span thing. So, because I try and stay away from I, but then sometimes you have to do it if you're in the story and you're part of it. So I think it's
I think
it's
Medium has like a focus on personal stories.
Yeah,
so
it's
I
true.
think I
It's
actually
true.
works on
Yeah,
Medium. But if it's
sometimes.
a newspaper,
Yeah.
but yeah, this story didn't do so well. So I thought, with the Ukrainian and Russian thing,
Yeah.
I would get a lot more views. But
Yeah.
I was surprised, I was aiming for that Ukrainian,
Yeah.
reads by telling this story, but
Yeah.
I didn't get too many. All right, what do you got for me, man?
Okay, this one is soaked like a tsunami at daughter's graduation.
I know this one got lots of views.
Exactly.
I'm thinking that word graduation,
Yeah.
right around
exactly.
the graduation time,
Yeah.
got into the algorithm, and you got a little wind.
Yeah, and that's the
Yeah.
relevant word I was
Yeah.
talking about that I kind of added to my definition.
So I like the graduation because number one is telling you what it's about, and it's also kind of it's kind of telling you. Well, I like the soak like a tsunami, because
Yeah.
I'm thinking no, there's no tsunami coming
Yeah.
in.
So
It's
what does he mean? Yeah.
But I feel like you probably cried. Of course, I
Exactly.
read the story, so I
Yeah.
think like a man crying.
Yeah.
That has that curiosity
Yeah.
factor. That has that wow interest factor. Like
Yeah.
you kind of want to see like a man have some
I
emotions
think
and
you
cry.
do, yeah.
So the tsunami word, I think, has the connotation.
Yeah.
Tsunami. Like you're crying. Daughter's graduation is getting real specific on who and
Yeah.
what it's about. And I think that's good. People know what it's
Yeah.
about, and they know what they're gonna get. They're gonna get a man
Yeah.
crying. So I think that's
Yeah.
the key is knowing what you're getting when you read a story.
I think that one works better than my first one because the Laker coaching one, like if you don't know that soap opera, it's like, well, what is he talking about? This one, you don't know what you're talking about, but you kind of get a pretty good idea. You're like,
Yeah.
okay, obviously someone's probably crying, but I'm gonna read just in case, and then it's got the idea of the graduation. So I like that one a lot better.
Will Smith's memoir explains why he slapped Chris Rock.
Yeah, that one I really like. I feel like we're kind of building up to a crescendo because the first two they're okay, but I think are ways to improve. But I think that one's really straight, and I like how it's straight to the point. How you get right to it. The wow is a slap in the face, and you're telling me the who is Will Smith and what is the slap. So it's got everything covered. Sometimes like mine, I have a play on words, I have a hyperbole. That one's just a lot of yours has been the second two have been like straight to the point, and a lot of times that's good because the reader doesn't have to like try and figure out like, oh, okay, wow, I want to read more about that. So
I feel like it's going to explain a mystery.
Exactly.
The memoir explains why he
Exactly.
slapped him.
Yeah.
Why did he do this? But
Yeah.
this headline and story
yeah,
is going to explain.
Yeah, that's
why
my
it
favorite
is.
of all of the headlines you shared. Yeah.
We try not to share great headlines.
Yeah.
Just we did it random, just so
Yeah.
we could get some that were
Exactly.
maybe not so good.
Yes.
You got another one?
My last one is Stephen King's Unforgettable 11/22/63, I think, on my glasses, which is the title of the book, has something for everything. For everyone. It's supposed to be everyone.
Okay, so Stephen King gets that little cha-ching because,
Yeah.
I know it's about a book. I like Stephen King, Unforgettable. At first, I thought that could be the title, but then I remember reading this one.
And the quote marks.
I remember reading this. Unforgettable is an adjective to describe 11/22/63. Has something for everyone. So I'd say that something for everyone it does capture that kind of benefit or value that I'm gonna get from your story.
Yeah.
That it's gonna give me something.
Yeah.
And the titles of the book 11/22/63 is kind of a very unusual title.
Yeah.
So kind of awkward, but it has nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
So I'd say I'm a book reader. So Stephen King, something for everyone. It sold me that I can read I would want to check out this book and see what it has for me in it.
Yeah, and that something for everyone is very critical because when I think of Stephen King, I think of all these horror books and movies and The Shining and all that, and I'm like, Yeah, I don't want to read that, but this one is so unique. I wanted to capture that. Okay, this is. I don't want to give away the whole plot, but it's got like some time travel elements and historical fiction and JFK's assassination. So I'm like, I want to get them to read that and think, oh, it's not your traditional Stephen King. So.
All right, takeaways.
Takeaways.
Final thoughts
Okay.
on writing headlines. For medium writers out there, what would you want to tell them about writing a good headline?
I think it's the old-fashioned grab their attention. Yeah, tell them what it's about, but also kind of it's a combination of telling what it's about, but also wowing them, enticing them to want to read. So use colorful language, but try and really get them interested in what you're writing.
I'm going to say that, take your time, because you
Yeah.
put all this time into writing a story, maybe 2,
Yeah.
3 hours, maybe longer. And then if you just slap that headline on there, it's no good. No one's even going to be reading your story, And so I think you got to really recognize you can get double the amount of views with triple the amount of views. Sometimes you read a story and it's like skyrocketing on the views.
Yeah.
Well, it's the headline. It's not the story, because the views they're clicking it and opening it. So I think people really have to recognize how important it is to get that attention in that 1.4 seconds to make them just want to open it. Then, from there,
Yeah.
how many seconds do you think you get to really keep their attention? If they don't know you, if they're not like
Oof.
Gerald Sturgill,
Yeah.
and he knows you, he's going to read your story, But if
Yeah,
they don't know
exactly.
you, how many seconds would you give them in the beginning part of your story?
It's probably like 2, maybe 3, like 2 or 3 seconds.
Whoa,
not 2.
man.
It's not very. They gotta.
Did you guys hear that?
Yeah.
2 or 3 seconds when they open your
That
story.
lead's got to be good.
I think I estimated it. Maybe I got this from someone else, but I'd say it's 5 to 10 seconds. In other words, you write your opening paragraph.
Yeah.
Sometimes you see some people with those walls of text.
Yeah, no.
Ah,
I know. That's my first thing when I edit. I said you got to have two sentences or 3 per paragraph. Sometimes even 1.
yeah. Someone could look at that wall of text and say, "Nope, not reading it.
Yeah.
Goodbye."
Yeah.
But if you have something that can be read in 5 to 10 seconds, what it does is it just carries you to the next sentence.
Exactly. And
If
those
it's-
subheads too. I'm a big fan of subheads
Yeah.
because they see it coming. They're like, "Oh, what's gonna happen here?" So
Yeah.
it's teasing. I'm like, "What's the next little mini chapter about?"
What I see a lot of people do, and I try to do this, is just have 2 short sentences
Yeah.
in my first 2 paragraphs. So basically 1 sentence paragraphs, or
Yeah,
maybe 2
exactly,
sentences.
yeah.
Then maybe by the third, you can kind of go a
Yeah.
little bit longer,
If you have one and you wrote it, and it's like 3 or 4 sentences.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you just make it 1 or 2, and you can have a lead extend for
Yeah.
a couple paragraphs? It's so yeah.
I feel like
thank
if you
for
get
that.
them for the first 5 to 10 seconds, then you just get them for the 20 seconds.
And they're almost halfway through.
Get them to the 30-second mark. I think after a while, they're just going to kind of
They're
give
invested
in,
in it, yeah.
halfway there, they're
Yeah.
invested, they're going to keep reading it.
It's
So
like a good sporting event or something.
you
Once
got to
they-
get them to that first subhead.
Yeah, that's true. That's like the first quarter or something.
All right, we got a special guest here. And my brother and I are doing this video right in front of, you want to introduce her?
Ladies and gentlemen, my mom, Scott's mom, our mom, Charlene Butwell.
Ta-da!
The thespian.
And then you can see Dominic over there.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Dominic,
Yeah.
come,
Hey,
come over
Dominic.
here, man.
Okay.
Get in it, man. Get in it.
Hey, Dominic, can I give you a little headline test?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to read you a headline. Tell me if you would want to read my story, okay?
Okay.
Let me see here. Let me just pick one. Oh, here's one that you were in. Falling into a rabbit hole with my son at a miniature golf course.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Why is it good?
Because I like the rabbit hole part. Yeah.
Yeah. The rabbit hole is a metaphor. You guys all know. You just kind of fall in some kind of situation that's hard to get out of. So, yeah, basically a very sensory, overwhelming place. There's a glow in the dark,
Yeah.
miniature golf course. All right, there we are, the whole Butwell family. Mom, my son, my brother, and myself. And peace out, everybody. Happy writing. Thanks for watching.
Happy writing.
Good job.
All right.
Good job.
Yeah.